Good evening, welcome to Leadership Lean In. It's great to see you.
Yeah.
Thanks for tuning in. And here we are, we're in the Gilbourne Centre again. It's looking fantastic, isn't it? Look at it. I mean, this is the main auditorium that we're in now. The stage is going to be back there. So if you're right at the back of the auditorium, this is the view that you'll get looking back there. And then we've got the tea, coffee kind of area just off screen behind you.
So at the moment we're looking through the lovely bifolds, which at the moment it's dark, it's nighttime, it's dark. But the light will flood in through those big glass panes on a Sunday morning, and the sun will come in.
And can you just imagine, this place is just full of people, the buzz, the atmosphere, the band are striking up, people are starting to sing, and it's just going to be such an exciting place to be.
Just imagine walking through those doors and seeing faces of friends that you've only seen on screen for the last 12 months. I just can't wait.
I know, and so many lives are going to be changed in this place. People are going to come to know Jesus. People are going to have breakthrough in their lives. And it's all been made possible because of your generosity, which we are still absolutely amazed about. And so here we are, and it's nearly ready. So I guess the important thing, Joel, is what is the roadmap there for the next 6 months?
And so we just want to take a few minutes this evening just to kind of help you picture what we're aiming for like Rod said, over the next 6 months. And obviously all of these things could change. We don't, restrictions may change. We're hoping, end of June, we'll be able to meet with restrictions will all lift and social distancing and all those kind of things we don't have to worry about. But, we just don't know. So don't hold us to this and sit in 3 or 4 months' time if it doesn't quite pan out like this. But this is what we hope things will look like. And so for the time being, Church Online will continue to be our main focus. While we can't, obviously, believe it or not, this isn't quite ready for us to gather on a Sunday morning yet. But from the 4th of April, or potentially if you want to gather for the Good Friday service, which is the 2nd of April, we're just going to encourage you to keep watching Church Online, keep coming back every Sunday. But if you can, it'd be lovely to invite people to your garden just to come and watch church with you if the weather's nice, if you're brave enough to do that. I don't know, I loved it last summer. So I love being together as a bigger body, as a church family on a Sunday morning. But there was just something really lovely and special.
There is something
about having people in the
doing
garden
it with other people, isn't it? Like worshipping together with somebody else. That it just adds something to the atmosphere for you, doesn't it?
And it just felt like a really great family thing to do. We had breakfast together, have tea and coffee, have a chat before church, and church starts. We watch that together. We can sing together. We can listen to whoever speak. Whatever it is, and then last summer we were able to go down the beach, the weather was great, or go for a walk and that kind of thing. And maybe we can't do that right now, but we just encourage you, if you're able to, invite your friends over, especially if you've got anyone who has not been able to see people, is on their own. That's just one way that we can be family together.
Absolutely, looking out for one another, including one another is really important. Part of our kind of DNA, really, isn't it?
And so that's step 1, and then come the beginning of May. What's the plan, Rod?
Come the beginning of May, we've got that special weekend that we talked about.
So that's that bank holiday weekend.
So we've got a lot of jobs that need to be done around here. So people with DIY skills, people who just want to come and clean and just smarten it up and do some painting.
If you're watching Church Online this morning, it was pointed out to me by my wife and a few other people that we just said skills a lot. And obviously we do need skills that are applicable. You may have great handwriting, but that's not the kind of skills we're looking for that weekend. And so behind where the camera is right now, we want to build a bar. There's loads of work to do out on the roof terrace. We want to do some stuff on the walls, some woodwork on the walls. There's all sorts of things.
I guess we'll probably draw up a bit of an itinerary before then, and then get that out to the church so that you'll know these are the things that we're going to be doing on that weekend. It will give you more of an idea, so you can say, actually, I'd love to help out. I can pitch in with that.
So it'll be Rachel or someone will be getting in touch, and you'll be able to sign up on the website. So if you're up for it that weekend, block it out. But the following weekend after that, so the 9th of May. We really hope, we know lots of people are asking, when can we get in the building? When can we get in the building? We're just so desperate to be in the building and worship together. We're hoping that 9th of May is when we'll be able to gather together on a Sunday and worship.
What an amazing moment that will be. It will just be us as a family. It won't be any big publicity. We won't be, going big in the town at that point. We need to get used to the space, get familiar with the space, work out how things operate, and and that'll take a little bit of time.
Absolutely.
And in May, we think that we're not going to be able to do children's work. So, Redeemer Kids will be carrying on, and the children's work will come a little while later when the rules allow that to happen.
Yeah. And so Church Online will still be happening. So we're just aware there's lots of people. So if we're not doing kids work, there'll be some families won't be able to come, obviously, because of that. And there'll just be people who, some of you might not be ready to come to a bigger gathering yet, or just might want to ease your way into it. But for those of you who just can't wait, who are chomping at the bit, we're hoping 9th of May will be in this space. But we should say, one thing we missed out is in April, we're just aware that there's loads of people who haven't seen the space in 18 months. So we have shown some people around the last couple of months, and in December we showed maybe 50 or 60 people around the space. But there's obviously more of us than that. And so we would love to show you around. So if you haven't been in the space, we would love to show you around. And so we'll do again on the website. Or if you have been,
you come again.
Oh for sure.
Because it's totally changed from when you would have been here last.
So ideally, we'll show every person in Redeemer. If you want to come and see the space, we'll make it possible for you to do that. Because there's hopefully come the beginning of April, we'll be offices at some point in the beginning of April. We moved in here, so we'll be around. There'll be some weekday tours. We can do some weekend tours. But we'd love to show you the space.
So do book in. We'll obviously let you know when that is possible. You will be wowed and amazed
You will be.
At what God has done for us. And the builders have been brilliant, and it's all coming together. And it's just absolutely fabulous. So that's in April.
So that's April.
And then June.
June,
we're hoping that by 21st of June, if everything went to plan in the country, then restrictions will be fully lifted. We know that may or may not happen. We are praying that it does happen. I'm sure you are too. So that could be a time when actually we could be meeting with no social distancing, maybe no masks. I mean that could be a time when we are fully back together in the way that we want to be. We're hoping. If it's not then hopefully it will only be a few weeks later than that. And that's probably when we can start doing children's work and things like that.
So we hope children's work will begin at the end of June if the government roadmap follows the course they're projecting it will take. And it would just be great to be able to gather together as a larger family. So we'll still be offering some church online, but it might just, our shift will move from primarily being church online with doing some things in the building on a Sunday to being gathered on a Sunday, but still offering some church online availability to those who can't
and then we really get to kind of like grips with the teams and who's on the teams and who's doing what and how it works, because it's obviously very different to anything we've done in the past. And hopefully we kind of learn all that through the summer, and then that leads us into September.
Big launch, September, big launch. So we've had, like Rod said, we've had this practice time from May, like this very soft, just small family services, and then June, the wider family, just getting used to having kids work, getting used to having teas and coffees, hopefully, getting used to everyone being in the space together with the band and whoever's on the stage. And then September, that's where we want to go, big launch in the town. Like God has given us we're called to be God first, gospel centered, and mission focused, and that means we want to reach the flats that are above us, the shops and businesses, the homes that are around us. And so we'll want to publicize ourselves. We want to invite friends, want to invite the council, probably invite the church leaders in the town.
And maybe wider as well. I mean, we want to celebrate this space. We want to celebrate what God has done and give thanks to God, and for the town to be able to see this space and benefit. And obviously, it's more than just Sundays, clearly. There's be all sorts of other things that we as Redeemer will be putting on during the course of a week, and that will build momentum, I guess, going into the autumn. And so there'll be lots of different times when people will come up here and be able to see what God has done, benefit as a community, and hopefully people begin to get interested. What is this church? What is Redeemer? Tell me more about it. And who knows where that's going to go? That's very exciting, isn't it?
And so we just want to slowly build momentum as we go from April, Church Online, May, some in-person gatherings, June, wider gatherings, and then September go big. And we're just going to keep praying together on Zoom and maybe do some stuff here when we can as well. And let's see what God will do. And come Christmas, where can we be? Hopefully not wearing masks. Hopefully being able to absolutely pack out
Yes.
this venue, singing carols, preaching the gospel.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's the roadmap. So that's what we hope, providing Boris does his bit.
Come on, Boris.
Come on, Boris.
Come on, Boris.
Absolutely. Okay, so a few other things. So we've got our groups are still meeting. There's 2 more weeks, this week and next week. So do show your appreciation for the group leaders. They do an amazing job. Yeah. It's hard, it's hard work. Week by week there is a sense of responsibility falling on their shoulders.
Yeah, for sure.
And they've been serving you so well and looking after you. So do show your appreciation over the next couple of weeks.
Yeah.
But then after that, we'll have a break during April.
Yeah, enjoy
and
your
then
rest.
Groups will start again in May.
Yeah, and if you're not in a group right now, then I'd love you to be thinking for beginning of May when they start up again. Just think, actually, this is what I want to be part of. This is where we do community when we can't meet physically. It happens on Zoom. It happens on WhatsApp. It happens, dropping things around. I was talking to one of the group leaders last week, and they were just saying that weekend they just driven around and visited everyone, just dropping a little gift in or something or other to every person in their group. Great, and isn't that fantastic? That's really what it means to be family together, to love one another, support one another, and pray for each other.
Yeah.
And so if you're not in a group, I can't recommend them enough.
So they start in May. They'll start again on Zoom, I'm guessing. But actually, during the course of that term, there could be a transition even in groups as rules are relaxed. Certainly, meeting in gardens and that will be possible very early on.
Yeah.
But beyond that, it could be that they can go to physical meetings. But not everybody will probably feel comfortable with that for some time. So we'll just review that, and maybe there'll be some element still online. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And then one other thing to say is about teams, and so we did talk about that a couple of weeks ago. And just so you know, so after the Easter holidays, we're going to talk to you a lot more about teams. Yep. So then throughout May, you can sign up to where you'd like to serve on a Sunday morning, and then that kind of, we've already said, that will help us build up to that June launch where we're going to have hopefully tea and coffee, have kids work, have all those other things that we'll need to launch in a bigger way on a Sunday morning.
So hopefully you're already thinking, what can I do? How can I serve? And praying about it, and God is putting something on your heart about the place. And remembering Pete Batson's prophetic word, which I hopefully you've clocked, or your group leaders have got that word. So if you don't know that, do speak to them. They'll pass it on, because there's the promise of gifts, the promise of new roles and new kind of responsibilities. And a moment of reset, and that it is no coincidence that actually we're a new church, and we're now in a new venue, and so God has brought these things together at the same time, and so that's exciting. So it's like God has promised that there's such blessing coming from being in here as Redeemer, and so do pray about, Lord, what is the role that you've got for me, and what are the giftings that you've given me that I can use in the different teams and the different ways that are needed for serving. So brilliant.
And so just a couple of quick things just to let you know. So we'd love to see you on Wednesday, Zoom prayer, 12:30. Just been great times. We'd encourage you, whether you're muted or your video's not on, that's fine. It's just great to gather together to pray. This coming Sunday, Daniel McLeod speaking. He's from Trinity Church in London, which is part of the Regions Beyond family, and he's just fantastic. Not to be missed. He's going to be continuing in our Death to Life series, building up to Easter. It's
a real treat to have him, actually.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he's absolutely a speaker at conferences, probably one of the most highly regarded Bible preachers in our movement. So you don't want to miss Daniel. He's going to be excellent.
It'll be great. And on Saturday morning we have Gatherers 1. Yeah,
we do. So Saturday 9:30, Gatherers 1. The link will be going out this week to groups, but it's also on the website. And it's about an hour and a half, I think, and it's a great opportunity to really experience being part of a bigger family, because Regions Beyond is not just UK churches, but we have churches all around the world in most continents, probably all continents of the world actually, And so it's a celebration of culture as one body worldwide. And so worship from different nations, speakers from different nations, updates of what's going on in different parts of the world. So please do tune in. And the idea is that we're pretty much live around the whole world. So while we're 9:30 Saturday morning, just about got through our breakfast, maybe still having our breakfast, and that's fine. If you want to do that, that's fine. In Australia, they've had their evening, they've had their dinner, and they're just tuning in now. So, and then everything between as well. America's the middle of the night, so it's tough for them, but they can do that, I'm sure.
And it's just great if you're new, if you weren't part of Jubilee as we were, if you're new to Redeemer this year, then it's just a great way to kind of see what we're about as a wider family.
Yes.
I know we've had a few videos and shared a few things about what's been going on around the world. But this is just a great opportunity to have live video and recordings from.
And we're a church that wants to celebrate the nations, celebrate diversity, the wonderful diversity of God's world. And in normal seasons, we would be taking people overseas, doing teams and things like that, which we will resume at some point when the world allows us to do. But obviously, right now, we obviously can't do that. So this is the next best thing.
Yeah.
And then, lastly, I think on Sunday evening we've got Zoom prayer as well.
Oh yeah.
This coming Sunday evening. 7:30. Same link. Do join us for that as well.
Yeah. And if you want an Easter egg, if you're a child and you want an Easter egg, and we don't have you on our list, then you can get in touch with us. Hello@Redeemer. Not this week, but the following week we're going to be doing Easter egg deliveries. We've got a whole load of Easter eggs in the office with potentially your child's name on. So if you've got a child and they want an Easter egg...
Can I put my name down for that?
Your child has to be under, let's just pick an age, we'll say 16. And you can get them. So Rod's children don't make it. But we'd love to deliver. We've got a whole pile of Easter eggs. And we just want to show the kids that they are not forgotten about, the youth they're not forgotten about. We love them and we can't wait to see them. So great. Easter eggs coming their way.
Okay, I think that's it.
That's it.
Thank you for joining us.
Bye.
It's been great sharing with you. Bye.